My name is Linda Parker. I am 40 years old, and today I feel like I have lost everything. I am sitting on a cold bench in a quiet park in a city called Riverdale. The night air is freezing. The street lights glow softly, but they do not bring any warmth. Beside me, my two children are sleeping. My son Ethan, who is 8 years old, is curled up close to me. My daughter Lily, who is 5, is resting her head on my arm. They are both shaking from the cold. I take off my thin jacket and wrap it around them, even though it leaves my arms bare. The wind cuts into my skin, but I do not care. A mother feels her children's pain before her own. 1 month ago, my life was very different. I had a small but warm home. I had a husband. I believed I had a future. I never imagined that my children and I would end up sleeping outside like this. I look down at my hands. They are rough and dirty. My nails are broken. I look at the empty street in front of me and whisper to myself, how did I end up here? I am exhausted. My body hurts. My heart feels empty. I want to close my eyes, but I am afraid. If I sleep, who will watch over my children? So I stay awake. Life was never kind to me, even when I was young. My parents died in an accident when I was a little girl. I grew up in foster homes. I never had brothers or sisters. I never had anyone to protect me. At school, I was always the quiet girl sitting alone. Because of that, I dreamed of one thing only: a family. A real family. A safe place. That dream felt real when I met Robert. Robert was charming and confident. He spoke softly and smiled often. He told me, Linda, I will take care of you. You will never feel alone again. I believed him with all my heart. We got married, and for a while life felt peaceful. When Ethan and Lily were born, I thought my dream had finally come true. I stayed at home. I cooked meals. I cleaned the house. I kissed my children good night every evening. I lived only for my family. But people change. Over the past year, Robert became distant. He stopped talking to me. He came home late at night. Sometimes he smelled like unfamiliar perfume. When I asked him what was wrong, he shouted at me. You are boring, he said once. I need more from life. His words hurt me deeply, but I stayed quiet. I wanted to keep my family together. Then came the worst day of my life. It was a cold winter evening. Snow was falling heavily in Chicago. The streets were white and the wind was sharp. Robert came home, but he was not alone. A young, beautiful woman stood beside him. Robert looked at me with empty eyes and said, Pack your things. I want a divorce. I could not breathe. Please, I begged. Where will we go? The children. It's freezing outside. He did not care. He threw our bags onto the sidewalk. He pushed us out and slammed the door shut. The sound of that door closing still rings in my ears. Ethan and Lily cried, calling their father's name. But the lights inside the house went off. We were completely alone. With nowhere else to go, we walked to the bus station. I counted the money in my pocket. It was very little. Robert controlled all our bank accounts. "Mama, I'm hungry," Ethan whispered. "Mama, I'm cold," Lily said. I hugged them tightly and lied. "Everything will be okay." I searched online for a cheap place to stay. I found a room and paid the landlord all my savings in cash. But when we arrived, the key did not work. A stranger opened the door and told me the truth. "You were scammed," he said. "That happens a lot." My money was gone. That night we slept in a small all-night diner. The manager was kind and let us stay. The next day, I found work as a night janitor in a large shopping mall. The pay was very low, but I had no choice. Every night, I cleaned floors, bathrooms, and trash rooms for long hours. I rented a cheap motel room day by day for my children. I barely ate. I saved every bit of money for Ethan and Lily. One freezing night, while cleaning outside, I saw an elderly woman sitting alone on a bench. She was shaking badly. Everyone walked past her. I knew that cold. I knew that pain. Around my neck was a green wool scarf, the last thing my foster mother had ever given me. It was warm and precious. Without thinking, I removed it and wrapped it around the woman's neck. "Please stay warm," I whispered. She smiled softly. 2 weeks later, I collapsed at work from exhaustion. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. Beside me stood a well-dressed man and the same elderly woman wearing my scarf. The man introduced himself as Michael Turner. The woman was his mother. She had dementia and had wandered away that night. The scarf saved her life. Michael owned the hospital. He paid my medical bills. Then he offered me something more, a real job managing the hospital cafeteria with a stable salary and a small apartment for staff. I cried. Today my children sleep in warm beds. We have food. We have peace. I lost my husband, but I found my strength. I lost my home, but I found hope. I learned this lesson. Even when you have nothing, kindness is never wasted. It always finds its way back to you. I am Linda. I am a mother. And I am finally safe. If you enjoy this story, please like, comment, and share. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting